Hairstylists, beauticians, makeup artists are considered small businesses. We have to go through labor to get what we worked for. My back was aching. I worked 12 hours on my feet, did not sit down, didn't even stop to eat, to do your children's hair just for you to try to walk out and not pay me. What's up YouTube, it's your girl Aisha Voldy, and today I'm back with another video. If you see me in another video with the same outfit on, mind your business, okay? Mind your business, because I'm shooting 2 videos for you guys today because I'm long overdue. Now, as you can tell by the title, I have another story time for you guys, another hair story time. I know you guys loved the last video where I talked about how my client scammed me. And I said in the video that it would never happen again. It was the first and last time. Right there, it just never happened again. And it better not, because now I'm just cutting braids off right then and there. But just a couple months ago, got me again. I got tried again. So that was me jinxing myself. And this time, knock on wood, I'm not playing that no more. I never played it. But it happened again after I said it wouldn't happen. Before you guys continue watching this video, I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe, hit the notification bell button, or you're gonna get scammed too. So y'all better do it, because I wouldn't want to get scammed if I were y'all. I even subscribe to my own channel just because of the simple fact I don't want to get scammed again. Go ahead, subscribe, or you're gonna get scammed. Alright? Alright. All my social media links are down below. Make sure you follow me on all my social media. It's the same as my YouTube name, Aisha Voldy. Easy to find. I think I'm the only Aisha Voldy out there. Alright, so let's get into it. Yeah, get into it. Okay, so boom. If you're from Cincinnati, or a lot of other cities have these little pages on Facebook, like these groups where you can find, you know, someone to service you, or a lot of people use this platform to build their clientele. On Facebook, it's so much easier because pretty much everybody's on Facebook. Even if you don't use Facebook, like I really don't use Facebook like that unless it's literally to promote my work. I make sure I promote my work on all my platforms. So there's a group called Cincinnati Hair, whatever, Hair Nails, whatever. And a lot of people communicate on there. It's mainly for like hairstylists, nails, if anything along the cosmetic line. It's like nothing else. It's not a Craigslist. It's only for services, like any type of service you can name that involves beauty. In February, I'll say, I think it was February 14th or February 16th. I think those were the dates. And that's so weird because the last scamming story was on February 14th of 2016. Now this one is February 16th of 2020. Like, do I need to just block off the whole month of February to avoid this problem or what? This is how this story happened, you guys. I'm gonna have all the receipts included in the videos like I always do. I always make sure I have my receipts. I don't play that. So February 16th, 2020. That's the date. And this is a disclaimer. I went off on this girl. I went off. The post was nasty, but it wasn't on my actual page. It was just posted in the group. And I mean, it got me my money, and I hope it taught her a lesson. It actually did teach her a lesson, because you're gonna see at the end of the story how it taught her a lesson, and it actually affected her later on with booking other people. So on this day, well, prior, I think it was a week prior or a couple of days prior, there was a post, and there was a lady who asked, we're gonna name the lady, I'm gonna call her Stank Face, because her face looked like it stank. Okay, we're gonna call Stank Face. So Stank Face made a post. The post said, I need someone who can do my 2 girls age 9 and 11 some box braids this week, hair included. Please post pictures and prices. So I went ahead and just posted my pictures and moved along. Under this post, she responded to my She responded to my picture of my work and said, hey, I remember you did my oldest daughter last month. So I remember doing her oldest daughter's hair, and she had some tribal braids, and her daughter was 16. So this is 3 girls. She has 3 daughters in total. I don't know if she has any other children, but this woman set a bad example for her children, to be honest. So she has 3 children in total, 1 16, 1 11, and 1 9. So I'm like, oh yeah, I remember now. And at the time I was temporarily working back at home. I forget for what reason it was. But I was back at home, or I had to do her daughter's hair at home. I didn't do it at the shop. Yeah, I had to do it at home that day. I don't know for what reason. I don't know if it was probably snow or bad blizzard. I don't remember, but it was at home. And I wasn't at the shop, but I was working in a shop. So she said, hey, are you available Monday morning to do my 2 girls' hair? I said, hey, yes I am. She said, okay, cool. What time would work, and what length does the $120 include? I want the size like the picture you sent me. The little kids' box braids, I call them princess braids because they usually get them curled at the end, and they're about medium-sized box braids. The edges aren't parted really small. They're not large, but they're medium-sized. So she asked for medium-sized box braids, and for children I charge $120 hair included. So 2 kids, $120 hair included. All in total was $240. So the day of the appointment, she comes, she brings her 2 children, and we just discuss how we're going to do their hair. We discuss size. It was basically like a mini consultation, which probably takes about 5 minutes each. Well, not 5 minutes each, but about 5 minutes about the size and the length and how she wanted the curls. Alright, so we discussed basically in detail of how she would like her children's hair to look. So she drops off the 11-year-old and then she leaves out. I'm thinking she's gone for good. And I started the little girl's hair. She told me they didn't need a wash. So I'm like, okay, cool. Their hair seemed clean. But the problem was they had really coarse hair. And I don't struggle with braiding coarse hair, but it does take longer to do like coarse hair because the parting and all that. So I had to detangle their hair, and it's like every time I detangled it, I never had this problem with anybody's hair. Every time I detangled it, it kind of went back to a state again where it was hard again to part. Like I would detangle it to where it's so easy to comb out and everything, and then it would just literally scrunch back into its state where it's hard to part. And I didn't want to put heat on the child's hair without the mother's permission because I'm thinking that the mother is gone. So I'm like, I'm not going to put no blow dryer, nothing to her head without her mother's permission. So as I'm doing the girl's hair, I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little thirsty. Next door, literally a door over, there is a Mary Stop, which is just a little corner store, and I went to get water. When I walk back in, I see the mom standing in front of the door. So I'm like, oh, so the mom never left. She's just waiting outside. Okay, so I'm like, oh, okay, what a protective mother. I just went next door to get water, but I understand from a mother's standpoint, I'm not a mother myself, but I understand like she wanted to protect her child. I started the child's hair and we're moving along or whatever. We get child 1 out the way. Once it was the 9-year-old's turn, right, she sat the daughter down and we switched out. So I was basically like, okay, so I'm gonna clip and curl their hair both at the same time because at the end of the day I have to boil the water. I'm like, it will save more time if I just did both of theirs at the same time, you know, boiled the one water and dip their ends in and get it over with. So she was like, okay, you could just start the second one's hair. I'm like, okay, cool. Start the second one's hair. Same problem with the detangling. So this is taking more time. So now we're spending a lot of time detangling each child's hair. So I'm braiding the hair. I finished the girl's hair, you guys. Literally finished both of their heads. She hadn't paid yet, so I already saw that she was sitting outside the shop and just basically waiting. But while I was doing the second one's hair, she kept coming in, kind of rushing me, hovering over me. She's like, oh, well, they have to go. Their dad is calling. Their dad wants them to be home, rushing me. She doesn't want them out this late. It was 11 o'clock. But mind you, it's 2 kids' hair, and it usually doesn't take me that long, but the detangling of their hair took up a lot of time. And it was medium-sized box braids. And in order to do like the curly ends, I had to make the braids longer and then add the curling rods to them. They were full. Their hair was thick. Their hair was coarse. It was hard to detangle. And it was already long. The braids were already long. So she keeps rushing me. Mind you, that kind of, it doesn't make me nervous, but it gives me, it makes me anxious. It's kind of like, okay, like you're kind of discombobulating me here, but I'm going to make sure your child's hair is done and it looks good. I get done. She's like, you don't even have to worry about clipping it. Mind you, anyone that knows braids, like when you get braids with weave, there are flyaways, and your braids do not look right when you have all those flyaways in the braids. So I'm like, I have to, like, me being a perfectionist, I don't want nobody walking around claiming my work is in their head if it's not up to par. So I'm like, I have to clip it. Like, I don't, like, she was like, it's okay, I know how to do it. You don't have to worry about curling it, da da da. I'm in a rush, their dad is calling me. So I'm like, okay, if you say you know how to do it, then okay. So she's like, okay, what's your Cash App name? I'm like, okay, my Cash App name is $AISS. She was like, hold on. Slow down. I'm like, okay. Okay, so she's asking me for my Cash App name. And she's like, okay, no, spell it over again. I'm like, A as in apple, I as in igloo, S. She was like, F. I'm like, no, S as in Sam, another S as in Sam, AVALDY. She's like, oh, okay, I got it. Mind you, Cash App, even if you were, like, when you're receiving money, sometimes it takes like 5 seconds for like it to pop up. So she's like rushing or whatever, and she's rushing out. And then I see her turn her car on, and I'm like, where's the notification? I waited a little to see if maybe the Cash App would deposit, but time passed by then and it didn't happen. So I go on, Cash App, it's not there. So I click on me and her messages on Facebook because that's where we were communicating. And it said she got me blocked. I'm gonna put that screenshot here somewhere. And it basically says something about something's wrong, something. But I'm like, if I got blocked, why can't Facebook just tell me that? Like, just tell me I got blocked by this person. But it's saying the most, so I'm like, is it my internet? I click on it again, and it said the same thing. Then when I looked over, I see the car pulling off. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what this is. Boo, you didn't pay me on purpose, and you were rushing me on purpose because she knew she was gonna have to pay me while I was doing all the little final touches on their head. So sis was plotting not to pay me. In the middle, she was acting like she was typing in my Cash App name. She was actually in the middle of blocking me. I'm sorry if y'all hear my niece in the background. She's crying. I don't know what she's crying about. Mama, what's wrong? What's wrong? Mind you, I'm her favorite auntie. Like, why are you doing this to me? So guys, I was surprisingly super calm. Mind you, I've worked that whole day. My back was killing me. Like, I don't know what was going on. I think I was overworking myself because I've been like very busy doing hair. When she did that, I kind of just laughed about it and told my friends, I'm like, y'all, this is what happened. And I pretty much told them everything I told you guys. Then I was like, I'm not letting that slide. That's $240. So I make my post not on my personal page, but I made it in like the hair group. I'm like warning other hairstylists, like, this girl doesn't pay. Don't let her book y'all, okay? Mind you, come to find out, she actually booked an appointment with somebody I knew. And they pretty much made sure that they asked her for the money before they sat down. Because one of my friends said that she looked pretty familiar. She was like, oh, I think my stepmom does her hair. So she let her stepmom know, like, isn't this your client or whatever? And she was like, yeah, that is my client. I'm going to make sure I ask for my money before she sits down. And so she did that and made sure she got paid. So this is what my post said. It's kind of nasty, so cover your ears. It says, so I hate to be the one to get nasty on here, but this stink lip really tried it. From 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., I've been doing both of her daughter's hair. She did not pay a dime. Acted as if she was sending me the money via Cash App and never did. Medium-sized box braids to be exact. She waited the whole time outside while walking and constantly hovering over me and rushing me. Everyone knows that makes people uncomfortable. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. Do you hover around a chef when they're making your food? No. Like, what sense does that even make? You don't do that. She even asked me not to dip the ends. Do not let this woman book with you all. I'm never unprofessional, but this really pissed me the F off. If you have her last name, please sign it over. I already called the cops. before I even made that post, actually, I went to my friend's group chat. Like, when I told them the story, I was like, can you guys see if this page is up or am I blocked? And they all saw that the page was up. So I came to the conclusion that I was blocked immediately. I didn't jump into conclusions. I made sure that I was blocked, or is like I didn't know if the girl's page was deactivated or what. So after that post was made, I got a DM in my filtered messages that stated, that said something along the lines, I'm going to find the screenshots. I don't think I have it in my phone, so I'm going to have to find that screenshot. Well, as soon as I made that post, I got a DM saying, oh, I don't know what you and Stank Lip got going on, but leave me out of it, because I posted pictures, and I guess in one of the pictures she was in the picture. Yeah, I posted that, and that's how I got her first name, because her Facebook name wasn't her real name. So I went and made an update. I'm like, update, her name is Stank Lip. Thank you. Like, she gave me, I didn't reply to her because it was a filtered message, so I didn't really have to open that message. I got her first name. So somebody else commented on the post, like multiple people commented on the post, and they were like, oh yeah, we gotta get to the bottom of this if she's doing this to hairstylists. Somebody, one of my friends, and I thank her so much for doing this, I don't even know who they are, one of my Facebook friends or somebody who saw my post said, I checked her friends list and this is her last name. So I guess like in her friends list, majority of the people on the friends list had the same last name, so that's how they figured. So when we went through our, like, I guess the Hamilton clerks, whatever county, the Hamilton county list, or I don't know, however you find people's addresses and names and stuff, I found her first and last name and her address. I wasn't going to attack her in any way or do anything more other than serve her with papers, because that's all I could do at that point. I'm not gonna risk everything that I've worked hard for just to get $240. So I was gonna press charges, and that's what I was gonna do. So I went into the comments and I announced that, hey, I have her first, last name, and address, because no, before I even go into that, it was like 3 people that commented, and one stuck out to me the most. She was like, oh, this doesn't sound like Stank Lip, I have to talk to her. I'm like, go ahead and talk to her, because I found her address and her name, and I'm gonna press charges. Mind you, before all of this, I called the police already, but they were taking forever to get to the shop, and at that point I was already by myself. So I went home, and I was gonna press charges the next morning and file a report. So when her friend commented, she said, oh, this doesn't sound like Stank Lip, I'm gonna have to talk to her. This must be a misunderstanding. I knew it was no misunderstanding. She was not trying to pay, and she thought I was gonna let it slide and didn't have nothing to do. I have my braider's license, so I was definitely gonna take action. The last mistake I made last time was, well, I'm gonna call it harassing, was basically, I wasn't trying to harass people, but I was just trying to get to the bottom of retrieving my money. Like the last time, which I was 18 years old, and I own up to me being very aggressive about that situation. This time I was not going to DM anybody. I wasn't going to harass anybody. I wasn't going to find family members and DM them and this, that, and the third. I just stated, oh, I just need, if anyone has her first and last name, let me know so I can press my charges. That's it. And I was going to let it be that. As soon as the friend commented that, a couple minutes passed. I swear the post was up for 30 minutes. I suddenly got a Cash App notification that said Stank Lip sent $240. So immediately I'm like, nah, she's trying to make it seem like the money just sent 45 minutes later, but no, that was not the case. So I went back and I'm like, I made an update, made sure I told everyone like, oh, she sent my money, but here's proof that I was blocked. Here's proof that here's proof that I was blocked. Here's proof that her friend had to let her know or warn her that she got posted and exposed for basically stealing and scamming. That happened. I got my money, and I just hate that people have nerve to even attempt to steal from their own people. Hairstylists, beauticians, makeup artists are considered small businesses. We have to go through labor to get what we worked for. My back was aching. I worked 12 hours on my feet, did not sit down, didn't even stop to eat, to do your children's hair just for you to try to walk out and not pay me. I don't care if it was a dime. It shouldn't have happened at all. If you didn't want to make that payment, Or if you didn't want to pay that much, you should have went to somebody else cheaper. Or you shouldn't, if you didn't want to pay at all, you shouldn't have gotten your children's hair done at all. Go watch YouTube videos and teach yourself how to do hair. Period. That's it. I would never walk into nobody's facility with the intentions to not pay for anything. Ever. I am not Walmart. I am Aisha Valdi. I'm not these big corporations. So $240 is a big loss compared to like a small business. $240 is not a big loss to Walmart. That ends my video. Oh, actually, I have another story to tell. This is kind of part of the following story time that I'm going to tell you about my hair. I should make this a series, to be honest. But stank lip, I got into another situation with a customer, but it had nothing to involve like stealing really or scamming. It was a weird situation, but the lady commented. Let me read you guys what this girl wrote on under somebody's post. And mind you, she still has me blocked, so I couldn't see it. Somebody else had to screenshot it and show me what somebody else said about my services. Alright, so this is what Stank Lip commented on a recent situation that I had about a week ago with a customer. Keep in mind, you guys, I'm saying customer for a reason. There is a difference between customer and client. You are not a client if you're not a repeated customer. The customer comes one time or twice. A client comes repeatedly and they have that loyalty. These are customers that I'm talking about. These are not my clients. My clients have my back no matter what. Just like in any post or any situation where I get tagged in a post or anything, my clients have my back. They make sure they let everyone know, that has not ever booked with me, know that I'm not this person that I'm being portrayed as. So Stank Lip commented under a post that a client complained about or whatever, but that client ended up deleting the post because they knew they weren't wrong and ended up apologizing for what they did. Well, I want to say it's an apology. It was a semi-apology, but nobody agreed with them on the post. There were like hundreds of comments and nobody agreed with them in the post. Just an FYI. But I will be telling that story because you guys are going to be like, what? This is what Stank Lip commented. She had the nerve, the audacity to comment this under this post. She said, this was my experience. I had her braid my 2 daughters' hair, and mind you, she was 30 minutes late. No, I was not 30 minutes late. Don't even try that. Like, they love to exaggerate things just to make you look bad. Sis, just because you looked bad under that post for trying to steal and you set a bad example for your children does not mean anything. If you genuinely felt like, oh, it was a mistake that the money didn't get to me on time or right away, then you would have commented under the post or you would have made your own little post. I'm sorry, if something is like, as far as like stealing or rape or something along those lines, like scamming and stuff like that, if someone is portraying me in that kind of light, I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to say something, not just let it go. No. I don't know what type of person she is, but I don't know anyone that would just let that go. I will have a statement and then with proof to back it up, and that's it. So she said she said, this was my experience with her to braid my 2 daughters. Mind you, she was 30 minutes late and we were waiting on her. She finally gets there and started on my 3rd daughter's hair. It took her 7 hours to do medium box braids with these emojis. Are you fucking kidding me? Is what she said. Then it took another 5.5 hours for her to do my youngest baby hair. In total, they were there for 11 hours, and I told her that my kids had school the next day, which she didn't tell me. She told me her husband was rushing her and that they needed to get home. But she didn't care. How didn't I care? And I was working on your children's head the whole time, non-stop. The whole time they were there, she was on the phone texting and calling non-stop. First of all, everyone knows me. You could ask every potential boyfriend or any dude that I was texting or all my friends, they have to call me on FaceTime to even reach me. I will not stop and text unless it's very important. My clients know I go long hours without replying to them. I reply to everybody all at once. I have earpods on, so I don't have to physically hold my phone or do anything. I set my phone up or I lay it down and I tap my ear to answer a call, which is not stopping me from working. What, I'm supposed to sit there in silence? I don't get it. What, I'm supposed to sit there in silence or what? Makes no sense. My job only requires my hands. It doesn't require anything else but my hands. Anything else is not slowing me down. She said I was texting and calling nonstop. Keep in mind, she wasn't in the salon at all. She only stepped in a few times to rush me, and that's it. And I just had to keep informing her that I was trying to get the job done. I'm trying to get the job done. Like, I don't know why you're rushing me. They're medium box braids and it's coarse hair and thick hair. And then I can admit that I'm not Cash App savvy. I thought I had sent her the money, but I got home and she blasted my pic on the girls group talking about I didn't pay her. But instead of giving me an opportunity to make it right, you're trying to send someone to my house. Why would I send someone to your house? For what? For $240? I'm not sending nobody to your house. I'm gonna send authorities to your house to serve you so we can go to court, but I'm not gonna send nobody to your house. For what? For what? What am I gonna do that for? For some reason, the screenshot that I have cropped out some of the words that she wrote, and I wanted to include the whole, oh dang, I don't think I have it. Yeah, I didn't see the rest of it. I guess I didn't get that screenshot, but she said basically, and everyone that knows me knows I guess she's saying I knows I don't steal. I think that was the end of it for hers. And people commented like, first of all, I remember this post and you were the one that were trying to run off, and I had evidence in there, and I still have these screenshots and that I would post in this video. So anybody that asks about that situation, I'm gonna send them this video so I can get paid. So I'm not telling stories for free anymore unless you're a close friend. I never sent anyone to her house. I'll never do that. I don't know who to send to her house for $240. That's my responsibility. That's my money that I should have got before finishing the kids' hair. I should have got that before they even sat down in my chair. That was the end of that. I thank you guys so much for listening to my story. Thank you so much for engaging in all my stories. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm working on getting more videos out for you guys. I have an upcoming video coming soon, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be interested in that. Yeah, so go ahead, subscribe, like, do whatever you gotta do, comment. Tell me what I could have done better. I know that I should have asked for the money immediately, but tell me, you know, what are y'all comments about this video? Like, I'm curious. You guys' comments are very interesting. If you guys need me to clear anything up in the comments, I will. I am very responsive in the comments. I pay attention to those a lot. Overall, thank you. Like, thank you guys for supporting me this far. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Aisha Voli. I'm on Facebook, Twitter as well, same handle. Bye.